special guests with them here tonight. Please welcome to the field the Eddie Group 13 AA twins, consisting of number 2, Stone Bro, number 4, Leighton Savage, number 10, Nolan Rusi, number 11, Dryden Wellwood, number 14, Grayson Jardine, number 15, Brooklyn Budin, number 16, Jack Stewart, number 17, Jonathan Crocker, number 21, Ben McNeil, number 23, Cooper McAvoy, number 31, Jackson O'Neill, number 33, Nate Dobbs, number 34, Logan Davis, and number 44, Chase Simons, affiliate, Theo Levesque. Coaches, Pierre Bro, Jason Mallory, Steve Davis, and Louis McAvoy with the manager, Chris Jardine. Fans, please stand if you can, and kindly remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, baseball fans. Chris Jardine here, voice of the Miramichi Honda Chatham Ironmen, a little out of breath as I run upstairs after being on the field for the pregame ceremony with my 13U AA Miramichi Twins. It's a beautiful Tuesday night here at Ironman Field. The Fredericton Royals are in town to take on your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen in a rematch of Thursday night's Irish Fest game. The Ironmen came out on top 5-2 in that one. Quick look at the lineup for the Royals. Dylan McKenna, the right fielder in the leadoff spot. Craig Oliver, the shortstop, batting second. Colby Lyle, the second baseman, batting third. Josh McDonald, the left fielder, batting fourth. Josh Dennis, the first baseman, batting fifth. Nathan Van Putten, the catcher, batting sixth. Chris Sorensen, the designated hitter, batting seventh. Shane Sullivan, the third baseman, batting eighth. Thomas Hoyt, the center fielder, batting ninth. And the first pitch from Ironman starter Jamie Walls is in there for a strike, and we're underway. Whew, I'm going to take just a second to catch my breath here. as here comes the 0-1 from Walls. And that is right there for strike 2. Walls making his 5th appearance of the season. Has thrown 15 and 2/3 innings to this point. Is 1-2 with a 4.91 ERA and looks to keep Chatham in the win column here. And that is popped up right out in front of the plate. Walls is going to call for it. And that is P1 to start the ball game for those of you scoring at home. The Ironman outfield and defense. In left field, Tyrell Hebert. Center field, Mike McKay. Right field, Zach Goss. Third to first in the infield is Tyler McKay, Chris Keating, Charlie Malson, and Nick Leggett. And behind the plate is Jeff Watkin. Umpires for tonight's game. Home plate umpire Brian Cummings. Down the third base line is Jason Dunnett. Down the first base line, Miles Brito. So Craig Oliver is going to step in here, hitting .345 on the season. And that is just down for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes is the count here. Oliver, 20 for 58 on the season. Does have a double and a home run. And that's down for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes here to the Royals' number 2 hitter. And that one's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Runs count 2 balls, 1 strike. The Ironmen come into tonight's game in 4th place in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League with a 6-8 record. 3.5 games back of the first place Islanders. But the Ironmen have 2 games in hand over the Alpines, 4 over the Mets, 5 over the Royals, and a whopping 7 games to make up against the Islanders. Not against them, but against their total record. That's foul tip back from Oliver, and that'll even the count 2-2. The Royals come in tonight 11-8, 1 game back of the Islanders. The Islanders are idle until a Sunday afternoon game against the Alpines. So chance for the Royals to gain a half game on them here tonight. Here comes the 2-2 from Walls. And that is just inside for a ball, and that'll run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, the Ironmen, with all these games in hand, hold their destiny as they kick off a 5-game week here. We will be live for all 5 of those ball games. And that is outside for ball 4, so the first base runner of the game will be Craig Oliver after a bases loaded or a full count walk. The Ironmen play tonight. Moncton will be here on Thursday night for a 7:30 start. St. John will be here Friday for a doubleheader beginning at 7:30 p.m. And Fredericton will be back here on Sunday. I believe that is a 7 p.m. start. Let me check the schedule in front of me real quick. That is the Sunday night game, a 7 p.m. start. So note that one for the stream fans or for those of you planning on coming to the ballpark on Sunday, a half hour earlier than usual. And that ball is hit to medium deep center field. And Mike McKay makes the play. So Colby Lyle is retired, F8 on the first pitch. And that is 2 out, and that'll run it to the left fielder, Josh McDonald. McDonald hitting .351 on the season with 7 doubles and 5 home runs, trailing only Adam Esty, who is not in the lineup here for the Royals tonight. Again, missing a very key piece at the top of that Royals order with Esty not being here tonight. Means Oliver scoots over to short. Although he did play short the other night, Esty played third. And that is on the just off the outside part of the plate for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes here. The count to McDonald. And that misses outside for ball 2. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to get tonight's game in. The skies opened up here just after 4 o'clock local time. But the guys here diligent in getting the tarp on the field, getting the plate covered, getting the mound covered, and the field looks pristine here at first pitch. It is a beautiful 19 degrees, so a nice cool night here on the Miramichi. The count is 2-0 here to McDonald. And that misses outside for a ball, and that runs it 3-0 now. So again, 3 balls, no strikes here to the Royals cleanup hitter, McDonald. Runner over at first is Craig Oliver, reached on a walk. Walls has the one he likes, and here he comes. And that is right there for a strike, so that'll run it now to 3-1. So again, an important game here for both teams. The Ironmen looking to use this 5-game week to make up some ground. And again, try to get themselves out of the 4-5 position and avoid that play-in series against the most likely opponent being St. John. And that is high for ball 4. So that'll be the second walk of the first inning for Walls. Runners at first and second now with 2 out. And that'll bring up Josh Dennis, the first baseman. Dennis coming in here hitting .364 on the season. Only has 11 at-bats, but he's made the most out of them. 4 hits, couple doubles. Pitched a pretty good game here the other night. Held them in check. Left with the game 2-2. Ironman eventually scored 3 in the bottom of the 6th. Hung on for a 5-2 victory as they cobbled together a few runs. The Ironmen scored the tying and winning runs on wild pitches, different wild pitches. Chris Keating had a home run and a 2-run single as he paced himself to a nice little evening here. And that's ball 1 to Dennis. So Walls having a bit of a rough time finding the strike zone here in the first inning. He's falling behind Josh Dennis here, 1-0. Dennis going to step out here. And that's a curveball in there for a strike. So that'll even the count at 1-1. Wall's trying to battle and get out of the first inning here. Get the Ironman bats up to the dish. That is fouled back to the screen. So that runs it to 1-2 now. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the number 5 hitter for the Royals, Josh Dennis. Wallace has the one he likes. Runners going to third, and that is high for a ball. So that'll run it to 2-2 now. Oliver will take third there without a throw. So runners at the corners now here. So now here comes the 2-2. And that is inside for a ball. So now that is another full count here. The third full count of the first inning. Full count, 2 out here. To Dennis. Runner from first will be going on the pitch. And that is fouled right back this way. Look out. And we'll have another full count pitch. The Royals making Walls work here. Again, the big factor here for the Ironmen in this 5 games in 5-day stretch is their pitching. I mean, playing 5 games in a short amount of time, obviously you try to plan things out the best you can. But it can easily go awry. Walls getting the pitch count up there, easily over 20 pitches here in the first inning. Here comes another 3-2, and that is ball 4. So the third full count walk here of the first inning. And the bases are loaded now for the Royals catcher, Neil Van Putten. Nathan Van Putten, sorry. Hitting .304 on the season. Does have a double and a home run across his 14 hits. So full bases here And that is high and tight for a ball. And Walls is fighting it here right now. Again, Walls has not worked a whole lot this season. 15 and 2/3 innings at the halfway point. Ironman looking for a classic Jamie Walls gutsy outing here. That's in there for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And that's on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So now Walls once again 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. He was in the same 1-2 situation to Dennis, and Dennis able to eventually work it to a walk. Walls hoping for a different result now as he has the 1-2. Here comes the pitch. And that hits him. That one gets away from him, and that's going to be a base on balls. Or a hit by pitch. And an RBI. As Oliver will score. So Van Putten gets plunked in the back with the bases loaded, and it's 1-0 Royals. Not the way you drew up the first inning if you're the Ironman. 3 walks and a hit by pitch. And now Chris Sorensen will bat here. Sorensen hitting .288 this season. He has 17 hits, a couple doubles, home run on his register. That's just high for a ball. Shout out to the CABC crew watching tonight. Did a great job while they were in New Brunswick, streaming all kinds of games, senior games, junior games. And that misses for ball 2. And now you are in danger of things getting away from you here in the top of the first inning. 2-0 to a dangerous hitter in Chris Sorensen. Bases are loaded here. The Royals have already scored 1. And that is ball 3. And if you're Kevin Bowes in that Ironman dugout, how long do you let this go before you got somebody down warming up? 3-0 here. And that's in there for a strike as Walls now tries to battle back here. So 3 balls and 1 strike here with 2 out in the top of the first inning. The Royals have scored 1. Lead this game 1-0. Another full count offering here from 3-1 from Walls, and that is ball 4. And that is another run. And that's going to bring Terry Leggett out of the Ironman dugout. As Walls just looks to the heavens out there on the mound. They're going to try to reset here. Again, with the schedule being as unfriendly as it is to the Ironmen, ideally you'd love to get some length out of it. As Walls just trying to find it here, fighting it here in the first inning, and is going to try to reset here now with 2 out. And the number 8 hitter, Shane Sullivan, who is a junior affiliate player in the lineup. He has 7 at-bats on the season, is 1 for 7 with a double, good for a 143 average. So the bases remain loaded here. 2-0 Royals is the score in the top of the first inning. If you're the Ironman, you want to get out of it here, you get 21 outs to get it back. And that is right there for strike 1 on the inside part of the plate. And that is high for a ball. Here comes the 1-1. And that is lined into right field, but right at Zach Goss, who will make the play. So an L9 to end the inning. The Royals get 2 as 4 walks and a couple of hit by pitch are scattered. They do not get a hit. So a half inning is in the books. It's the Fredericton Royals 2 and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen coming to the plate. We'll have their lineup and particulars in just a moment here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the first inning here. Ironmen find themselves down 2-0. Let's take a look at the Ironman lineup tonight. Mike McKay, the center fielder, leading it off. Chris Keating, the shortstop's batting second. Dylan Lester, the DH tonight, batting third. Jeff Watkin, the catcher's batting fourth. Nick Leggett, the first baseman's batting fifth. Zach Goss, the right fielder, batting sixth. Tyler McKay, the third baseman, batting seventh. Charlie Mollison, the second baseman, batting eighth. And Tyrell Hebert, the left fielder, batting ninth. Doing the pitching for the Royals tonight is Zach O'Hara, making his seventh appearance of the season. He's 4-1 this year with a 5.92 ERA across 23 and 2/3 innings. The defensive alignment for the Royals, outfield left to right, Josh McDonald, Thomas Hoyt, and Dylan McKenna. Infield third to first, we've got Shane Sullivan, Craig Oliver, Colby Lyle, and Josh Dennis. Nathan Van Puten's doing the catching. So Mikey McKay is going to lead it off here for the Ironman. He's hitting .357 on the season. Had a great night here the other night as he went 2 for 4 with 3 stolen bases and a run scored. And again, hitting .357. Does have a home run and a couple of doubles in his 42 ABs. And he's going to lead it off here in the bottom of the first with his team down 2-0. And that's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. So O'Hara gets ahead here. Strike one. And that's right there. Same spot for strike two. And that is down for a ball. So that'll run at 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's inside for a ball. O'Hara does have 8 walks and has allowed 26 hits in his 23 and 2/3 innings. Has 20 Ks, and that's down for a ball. So McKay goes from 0-2, battles all the way back to a 3-2 count here. Mike on YouTube, yes, I questioned the decision to have both teams wear black jerseys. I definitely, that's a bit of a head scratcher. And that is outside. Oh, and he calls him out. Mike thought that was outside, but he's rung up by home plate umpire Brian Cummings for out number 1. McKay thought that was ball 4 and was on his way to first base. But Now that's going to bring in Chris Keating again. Keats had a whale of a game here. He had a home run and a 2-run single the other night, pushing his average to 404, has 3 home runs, 3 doubles amongst his 19 hits. And will bat here with 1 down at the bottom of the first. And that is a loopy curveball that misses outside for ball 1. So 1-0, here's the count to Keating. And that misses outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, no strikes here to the Ironman shortstop, Chris Keating. Dylan Lester on deck, the designated hitter tonight. And that is down for a ball, 3-0. Lester threw a complete game here, scattering 6 hits on Thursday night. Here comes the 3-0 to Keating. And that is right down the middle. Get me over fastball. Runs the count here to 3-1. A lot of 3-ball counts here. Walls had 4 in the top of the first. And that is a hit to second. That ball kind of dies there in the grass. And Lyle over to first for out number 2. So that'll be 4-3 for the second out of the first inning. So 2 up, 2 down here. And that's going to bring up Dylan Lester, hitting .431 on the season. Has 22 hits and 51 at-bats, 10 runs scored, 4 doubles, and a home run. So the Ironmen down 2-0 here with 2 out in the bottom of the first. And that's going to bring up Lester here, trying to get a 2-out rally going. And that is outside on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Here comes the 0-1. And that is right there for strike 2. And the Ironmen not really liking that outside corner that home plate umpire Brian Cummings is giving to O'Hara here in the first inning. Lester did not like either of those first 2 pitches, I don't think. That one goes in the dirt. So runs the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Royals scored 2 in the top of the first on one on a bases loaded hit by pitch and the other one on a bases loaded walk. 2 runs on no hits. And that's in the dirt. Runs it to 2-2. 6 base runners for the Royals in the top of the first. 4 walks and 2 hit by pitch. And that is a hard hit ball to short. Oliver up with it, though, and throw across the diamond, and that's going to... Oh, no! Dennis unable to make the play over at first. That's going to be an error. So, again, we talked about this the other night. The Ironmen had not been hitting the ball really well the last couple of games, but they need to take advantage of when those mistakes get made, and that is going to be an error on the first baseman, Josh Dennis. Oliver made a pretty good throw across the diamond there. And some good hustle there by Lester as he was able to take advantage. And that is down for a ball. So Watkins is in here now. Watkins hitting .256 on the season, has 11 hits, a double, a triple, and 2 home runs amongst them. And that ball is hit to third. Hopper takes a big one, and they'll go the short way, Sullivan to Lyle. So a fielder's choice will end the first inning. So the Ironmen get a runner on with an error, and they get nothing. 1 inning in the books here from Ironman Field. It is the Fredericton Royals 2, your Chatham Miramichi Ironmen, no score. So we go to the top of the second here. Royals up 2-0. Jamie Wall is out here for the second inning to try to have a bit of a reset. And he will get the number 9 hitter, Thomas Hoyt, center fielder tonight. Hoyt hitting .310 on the season in 29 at-bats. Had a pretty good game here on Thursday night. That's first pitch swinging and fouls it off. Hoyt re-spaced on a fielder's choice, had a single, scored both runs for the Royals here. Was the beneficiary both times of Adam Esty 2-out doubles. 0-1 here from that's not sure what happened there. Ticked off a couple things. I'm not sure. I think they're gonna. Not sure what happened there. It's 0-2, so they're saying that was a foul ball. Saying that was a foul ball. I couldn't tell if it hit the bat or if it hit the hitter. So it's 0-2 here. 0-2 here to Hoyt. And that is just high for a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here now to Thomas Hoyt. Top of the second inning here. Hoyt the leadoff hitter, and then we'll go back over to the top of the order for Dylan McKenna. Again, the Royals without Adam Esty here tonight. And that is strike 3 on the outside part of the plate. First strikeout of the game for Walls, and a little bit of a battle back there as he starts the second inning with a strikeout. Again, Walls with the allowed 2 runs on no hits, 4 walks, and a couple of hit batters in the first. So that'll bring up McKenna. The right fielder popped out 2 walls, the pitcher, his first time. And that is hit hard and high to right field, at the track, at the wall. That is out of here. Dylan McKenna with a first pitch home run. And that extends the Royals lead to 3-0, as that'll be McKenna's second of the season. McKenna was sitting on that curveball, and that one was a no-doubter to right field. And just like that, it's 3-0 Royals. So with 1 out here in the top of the second, we'll get Oliver up to the dish. He walked, stole the base, and scored his first time. And that is in there for, that is ball 1. He might have been up a little bit. Again, hard to tell up and down here from up here on the 3rd floor sometimes. That is outside for ball 2. Wall's going to take a little walk here and try to reset himself. So the Royals out to an early 3-0 lead here. There's a big swing and a miss from Oliver, and that'll run it now to 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls, 1 strike here. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. We're all back in. Walls, rocks, and fires. And that is high for ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike now. So here comes the 3-1. And that is hit hard on the ground. And that's going to be past the outstretched arm of Chris Keating. And that's going to be a base hit into left field. So Oliver is on here for the second time. So that'll bring up Colby Lyle here. Lyle flew out to center his first time. He will bat here with 1 on and 1 out in the top of the second inning. Not the start you envisioned if you're the Chatham Ironmen. But lots of ball game left, but nice little double play here, go a long way. Here comes the first pitch to Lyle. That's in the dirt, blocked by Watkin. That'll be ball 1. 3-0 here is the score. The Royals scored 2 in the top of the first on a bases-loaded hit by pitch and a bases-loaded walk, and they've scored 1 here in the second on a home run by Dylan McKenna. One and 0 is the count here. Wall's not liking what he's getting for signs. Decides to step off a couple times here. Not really on the same page. Catcher Oliver with a big lead over at first, not going, and that's pop foul. Nice little pregame ceremony down on the field as the 13U AA Miramichi Twins were honored before the game. The Ironmen continuing to honor local ball clubs all throughout the season. That misses high for a ball, and Wall's having a really hard time just keeping the ball down. Everything he's missing seems to be missing up. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike here now to Lyle. And that is popped out of play foul. Tyler McKay will give it a look, but well out of play down there. So 2-2 here with 1 out. Top of the second. Beautiful night for baseball here in Miramichi. Again, a nice cooler-ish 19 degrees. And that is hit hard to the right side, and that's going to be through for a base hit. Oliver's going to round second and stay there. So that'll be a base hit, so back-to-back singles here. And now the Royals once again in business with runners at first and second. And that'll bring up Josh McDonald, who walked and scored a run back in the first inning, which I say that as if it was a long time ago, but it was literally 10 minutes ago. And there's a big cut out of fastball there. Swings through it for strike one. And the Ironmen going to get the bullpen going here as Rylan Matchett is out of the dugout and down the right field line. Three nothing is the score with one out here. Royals have runners at first and second. Long lookout at second from Walls, and that is on the outside part of the plate for strike two. Walls ahead here 0-2 now to McDonald, the cleanup hitter and left fielder for the Royals tonight. Mawson in with a check, Keating in with a check, and he comes to the plate, and that's outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that is hit into left field. That's going to be a base hit, and that's going to get by Hebert all the way to the wall. Oliver is going to score. That will allow Lyle to advance to third, so that is an RBI double for McDonald, and it is 4-0 Royals. So a RBI double for McDonald. And it looks like the Ironmen are going to bring the infield in here. Runners at second and third, one out here, and they're down 4-0 in the top of the second inning. Dennis is going to come to the plate here. Dennis walked his first time. And that is high and tight for ball one. And that is on the inside part of the plate for a strike, so that evens the count at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike here to the Royals first baseman, Dennis. Wallace has the one he likes. Here he comes. And that is popped up towards the screen. Watkins going to go have a look and not going to be able to make a play as it's just over the fence. So that is a foul ball. Runs the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 is the count here. Need a strikeout in this situation. And that is hit high and deep to right field. That one is back at the track, at the wall. It is out of here. And the Royals have blown this one open. A 3-run home run from Josh Dennis, and it is 7-0 Royals. That one was up and away out just under the scoreboard there. And just like that, with only 1 out in the top of the second inning, the Ironmen are down 7-0. So that'll bring up Van Putten now. And that is a bounder to third. And McKay, nice play. And there, nice play at first. McKay had to wait back for a little hop. Bare hands it, bounces it over to first. Nick Leggett bails him out with a nice pick. So out number 2 on a nifty little play there. And that'll bring up Sorensen. Sorensen walked with the bases loaded his first time. There's a swing and a miss. Had a little off speed. Evens the count at 1-1. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 2. Sorensen tries to hold up at that one, well off the plate, but unable to. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now. And here it comes. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Royals once again send 8 batters to the plate for the second consecutive inning a couple of home runs in the inning, a solo shot by Dylan McKenna, and a 3-run shot by Josh Dennis. Their second and first of the season, respectively. An inning and a half in the books here at Ironman Field. It's Royal 7, Ironman no score on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So with some work to do, but 18 outs to do it in, the Ironmen come up here in the bottom of the second inning. It's going to be Nick Leggett, the Ironman first baseman, looking to break out here. It's hitting .231 on the season so far, 9 for 39 with a couple of runs scored. Be Leggett, Goss, and Tyler McKay here in the second inning. And that is inside for ball one. So 1 ball, no strikes here to Leggett. That's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. And that is a broken bat bleeder, but that's going to get over the first baseman, Josh Dennis, and into right field. And a big turnaround. They tried to throw behind him, but Leggett back in safely. So that is a broken bat base hit, first base runner, or first base hit of the game for the Ironmen. So that bat will die a hero as Nick Leggett turns that piece of lumber into a base hit. That's the only way you're going to get back in the ball game here, 1 hit at a time. So that'll bring up Zach Goss now. Goss has had limited action this season, only 9 ABs. He's 3 for 9, 4 runs scored. Good enough for a .333. Big swing there at a changeup. So he's down here in the count 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike here to the Ironman right fielder. And that ball is fouled off at home plate. So Goss quickly in a hole here, 0-2. So bottom of the second here at Ironman, it's 7-0 Royals. Royals with 2 in the first, 5 in the third. So 0-2 here is the count to Zach Goss. And that is high for a ball. It's a little cutter there from O'Hara. Nifty little pitch, but Goss able to take it up high out of the zone. So 1-2 is the count now. And that is foul down the first baseline. So the count will remain 1-2 here. Rylan Matchett, who was warming up down in the bullpen, just going to take it easy here for a minute. Here comes another 1-2 to Goss, and that is in the dirt for a ball. Nice block back there by Van Putten. So the count moves to 2-2 now. And that's in the dirt again now, and that'll run it 3-2. Good at bat here from Goss after falling behind 0-2 and run it to a full count. Making O'Hara work here. The Royals traveling a bit light. Only a couple of guys on the bench, so not sure. And that's ball 4. That was a very close pitch. Goss confidently takes that and runs down to first base. That'll bring up Tyler McKay. Not a stat line you normally see for McKay here on Thursday night, as he did not record an official at bat. He was 0 for 0 with 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Had a run scored in there as well. And he will bat here with 2 on and nobody out in the bottom of the second as the Ironmen looking to chip away at this 7-0 deficit. And that's inside for ball 1. O'Hara going to try to have to refine the strike zone here. The last couple of hitters. And there's a big swing at a slow curveball from O'Hara. Evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike here as I can see my young lad down the first baseline traveling with a slice of piping hot pizza delight pizza. Couldn't bring a slice up for the old man though, could he? That's on the outside part of the plate for a called strike 2. If you're listening to the game down the first baseline, make sure you tell my young lad that could have thought of his old man and maybe brought him up a slice, but we'll have that conversation in the truck on the way home. 1-2 is the count here, but nobody out and 2 on for the Ironmen. And that is down for a ball. Good take there from McKay. So he runs the count to 2-2 now. Big hole on the right side here for McKay to try to drive one through. Charlie Mollison on deck. And that is fouled off at the dish. So that came up, I think, I don't know if it came up and hit the catcher in the head. I think it might have caught the home plate umpire as well. Give them a second here. Again, a beautiful night here. There was some rain in the 4 to 6 o'clock hours, but it tapered off, and the sun's trying to poke its head out for one last chance here today. Here comes another 2-2, and that is down for a ball. So another full count here. So the Ironmen have done a good job here in the first couple innings at making O'Hara work. Now they got to do a good job of making it hurt. Another full count pitch here. And that is hit hard down the left field line. That is a foul ball. Just foul down the line, only maybe by 2 feet, maybe less. McKay stung that one down the line, but just did not want to stay fair. So we're going to get another full count here. Good crowd here on hand tonight for not a typical night at the field here. As you don't see a lot of Tuesday night games here at Ironman, but with the way the schedule has been and trying to get all these makeup games in, it's a necessity. And that is a bounder foul. Again, kicking off the 5-game week here for the Ironmen. Tonight, Thursday, 2 Friday, and Sunday. It's a week-long party here at Ironman Field, and myself, Chris Jardine, is going to be here for every step of the way with you. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we greatly appreciate you. Wherever you're watching from tonight, make sure you follow the Facebook page and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And there is down for ball 4. So a great at bat there from Tyler McKay, as that is an 8-pitch walk. And that'll load the bases up for Charlie Mollison, and Van Puten's going to call time here and go on out and talk to his pitcher. That was a great at bat there for McKay as he fouled off a couple of 3-2 offerings. And the Royals just trying to stay loose, having a couple of laughs out there on the mound. Listen, it's a 7-0 ball game. I'm sure the message from his teammates out there to O'Hara is, listen, it's 7-0. Let us help you out. Throw some strikes. Let's get something going here. The Ironmen obviously trying to chip away here, and you're now in a situation where you have the bases loaded with nobody out. Charlie Mollison, who's been one of their hotter hitters this year, hitting .423, 11 for 26. Has a chance to drive in some runs here, and that is on the outside corner for a strike. Mollison kind of shakes his head. That one looked like it might have been outside. But I don't get paid to call the balls and strikes. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So O'Hara, after that visit from his teammates, right back in, strike 1, strike 2. So now here comes the 0-2 to Molson. Bottom of the second here. Ironmen have the bases loaded with nobody out. And that is down and in for a ball. Nice block from Van Putten there. I'm not sure. I haven't watched a lot of the Royals this year, but I'm not sure if the Royals import does a lot of catching. He's done a good job back there so far. And that's called strike 3 as he backdoors him with the cutter there. So that'll be out number 1 as Molson goes down with a K backwards. So that'll be 1 out now for Hebert. Did my son not get me? I have not seen him yet. I see him down there behind the first base dugout enjoying a piece of piping hot pizza. Like I said, we'll have that conversation in the truck on the way home. So here's Hebert. And that is a broken bat bleeder into center, and that is going to get down. That's going to be a run. So Hebert with a broken bat single. Again, we said this Thursday night, you'll take them any way you can get them. A broken bat single for Leggett, a broken bat single for Hebert, and the Ironmen are on the board. It's 7-1. And now, the Ironmen have the bases loaded and 1 out, and they're turning it back over to the top of the order here for Mike McKay. So again, a couple of broken bat singles for the Ironmen here. And again, now the lineup turned back over here for McKay. And that is hit hard to second. Lyle is up with a little backhand flip, and that's not going to get the play at first. So that'll be a fielder's choice for McKay and an RBI. That'll erase Hebert at second base. A nifty little backhand flip from Lyle. Oliver had to jump up a little bit to make that play. So Mike will reach on the fielder's choice. So runners at the corners now for Keating. With 2 out here. And that is on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. So the Ironmen have clawed back a couple here. Hebert with an RBI single. And Mike McKay with an RBI fielder's choice as Hebert is retired 4-6. We'll see if McKay gets busy over here at first. And if they just concede the bag. Little throw over here. McKay watching intently from third base in case that ball gets away. Again, a situation here where McKay, who had 3 stolen bases the other night, might want to test the irregular catcher Van Putten. Long hold from O'Hara there, and that is down and in for a ball. Keats grounded out to second his first time. So runners at the corners here. 1-1 count, 2 out, bottom of the second. 7-2 Royals at the moment. And that is outside, and the snap throw back down to first. And McKay is going to be back in there safely. It's Van Putten trying to show off the arm. And a little bit of a conversation here over maybe where that pitch was. Not sure, but the count is 2 balls, 1 strike here. O'Hara comes set again. And that is right there for strike 2. O'Hara just living on that outside part of the plate here to the big Ironman shortstop. Everything he's thrown him, except for that curveball that missed in the dirt, has been outside, away, away, away. We'll see if he goes back there with that same cutter that he threw to Molson earlier. McKay's going. That is hit hard into center field, but Hoyt is under it, and he'll make the play. So the Ironmen strand a couple on, but they do get a couple back. We've got a bit of a ball game here as the Ironmen start to chip away. 2 complete innings in the books here from Ironman Field. It is the Fredericton Royals 7, your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman 2 on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. Go on down to O'Donaghues, check out the fish and chips. It's my favorite. It'll be your favorite too. They've got the patio open outside. Lots of beautiful summer nights for you to go out and enjoy it. Go on down to O'Donaghues. Welcome to your pub. We'd like to thank O'Donaghues for sponsoring the stream. And, of course, I'd like to thank our friends at Elitecast Media for bringing you all the sights and sounds. We'll be back in a moment with the third inning. So we go to the top of the third inning. It's going to be 8-9-1 for the Royals. Shane Sullivan's going to lead it off. He lined out to right field to end the first inning. He's going to bat here to lead off the third. Jamie Walls is back out for his third inning of work. And that first pitch is high, where a lot of his misses have been. Just not bending it over. A lot of upward misses from Walls here early. And that's right there on the inside corner for a strike. So 1-1's the count here. 7-2 is the score in favor of the Royals. And that misses outside for a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that is just inside for ball 3. So a 3-1 count here to the Royals' third baseman, junior affiliate Shane Sullivan. There's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Rare Tuesday night game here. Also the rare black jerseys against the black jerseys. And that is foul tip into the glove. Watkin hangs onto it, and that's a strikeout. That'll be back-to-back strikeouts for Walls as he ended the second with a strikeout of Chris Sorensen. His third strikeout overall. So that'll bring up Thomas Hoyt, who was the first strikeout victim, struck out looking in the second inning. Rylan Matchett back to throwing now in the bullpen. And there's a swing and a miss from Hoyt for strike 1. Again, if you're the Ironman decision makers in the dugout, you're hopeful that Walls can sort it out here, get you through a few more innings. Ease the load on the bullpen here. Busy week, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. So now all of a sudden, Walls locked right in here. He's figured something out between the second and third innings as he strikes out Sullivan to start the inning, and now is quickly ahead of Hoyt here 0-2. And that is right there for strike 3. Little backdoor slider there, and Hoyt's down looking for the second time. So back-to-back strikeouts here to start the third. 3 in a row now for Walls, and that'll go back to the top of the order for Dylan McKenna, who's going to bat for the third time in 3 innings. Is 1 for 2, popped out to the pitcher to start the game, and then last time up hit a line drive home run to right field. And there's a big swing and a miss for strike 1. So McKenna was looking for another one there. So 0-1 is the count. And that is just outside for a ball. That'll even the count at 1-1. One ball, 1 strike here with 2 out. Here it comes. That is outside for a ball. Walls, a little upset at himself. Going to take a breather for a moment. That is fouled back. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here. That one fouled back onto the top of the dugout here. So the count remains 2-2 here with 2 out. Top of the 3rd inning. And that's in the dirt. Easy take there for McKenna. So full count here with 2 out to the Royals leadoff hitter. And there is a fly ball to right field. A few steps in for Goss, and he makes the play. So Walls with a 1-2-3 inning here, just what the doctor ordered. Getting back in and try to keep the momentum going on the sticks here. 2.5 innings in the books. It's Royals 7, Ironman 2 on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning here. The Ironmen going to continue their mission of chipping away here. They got 2 in the bottom of the 2nd to make it a 7-2 game. Meat of the order up here, 3, 4, 5, Lester, Watkin, and Leggett. Lester reached on an error his first time. And that's on the outside part of the plate for a ball. The Ironmen have not been enjoying that outside corner thus far to the right-handed hitters. And that ball is hit hard. That's going to be past the diving Oliver. So a leadoff single for Lester. They're the Ironmen right back in business here to start the bottom of the 3rd. So that'll bring up Watkin here. So the Ironman with something cooking here now in the bottom of the 3rd inning. As we'll go to Watkin, Leggett, and then Goss. Lester over at first after a leadoff single. And that's going to get past Van Putten on the wild pitch. And again, he tried to backhand that curveball in the dirt, showing maybe a little bit of inexperience there behind the plate as he tried to kind of backhand at it instead of putting his chest in front of it. So that goes to the screen. So Lester will move up to 2nd on the wild pitch. So runner in scoring position now for the Ironmen. And that is a mighty hack from Watkin as he fouls that away. Again, a couple of these guys in the middle of the order, Watkin, Leggett, Jake Cook, who's not in the lineup tonight, but these guys, if 1 or 2 of these middle of the order guys break out for them, look out. It would be just what the doctor ordered for the Ironmen. And that is high and tight. Watkin ducks out of the way. So that moves the count now to 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Dylan Lester's the runner at second after a leadoff single and advancing to second on a wild pitch. O'Hara with a long lookout again comes to the plate, and that is way outside for a curveball. So now it is 3-1. We'll see how eager O'Hara is to challenge Watkin here with first base open. O'Hara has walked a couple already. And that is down and in for ball 4. So that'll be O'Hara's third walk of the ball game. And the Ironmen have the first 2 runners on here again. Again, the theme from Thursday night, the Ironmen, Thursday night, had runners on in every single inning. All 6, they had runners on. They've had runners on in all 3 innings tonight. And eventually you have to hope the floodgates open. So here's Leggett, had a broken bat base hit. And that's outside. Wow. That is outside. Under any, I just watched the replay on the stream delay. That one was outside. But nonetheless, strike 1. And that ball is hit high and deep to left field, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. And that'll be caught out there by the left fielder, McDonald. So first out of the inning here is an F7. So that'll get it to Zach Goss. Goss walked and scored in the second inning. He will bat here with 1 out and 2 on. So again, the Ironmen having a little bit of issue with their right-handed hitters with that outside pitch. O'Hara does have a little bit of movement there, though. He's spotting the ball well. There's a swing and a miss in the dirt, and that, again, is going to allow the runners to advance. And, again, not real good blocking technique by the Royals catcher. Again, he was trying to backhand that ball, and that will allow the runners now to advance to second and third. So now that takes away the double play. Puts the Ironmen in a position here where a ground out could score a run. That's a couple now we've seen in this inning where Van Putten has tried to backhand a pitch in the dirt and has gotten away from him. Here comes the... And let's see what the count is here. I think he swung at the first one, right? So I believe it's 1-1. So again, a big situation here. And that is banded out in front, and they're going to hold. Throw over to first. So that is exactly the result you want if you're the Royals, because that is out number 2 and an unproductive one, as it is a 1-3 ground out back to the pitcher. We saw that happen on Thursday night where a grounder back to the pitcher. Mike McKay was running at third and went on first contact and was hung up in a rundown and eventually tagged out. So now that'll bring up Tyler McKay. Had a great 8-pitch at bat his first time, which resulted in a walk, and he'll bat here with runners at second and third and 2 out here in the bottom of the third. And that is inside for a ball. And McKay not happy with himself there. He and I had a conversation after Thursday night's game where he didn't wear an inside one. He was mad at himself, and that is a banner to first, and that's going to take the big hop for Dennis. And the Ironmen once again get 2 runners on and have nothing to show for it, as that'll be a 3 unassisted to end the inning. So the Ironmen get a couple on, but they don't get any. 3 innings in the books here at Ironman Field. It is the Fredericton Royals still 7, and your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen still 2. So we go to the top of the fourth here. Still 7-2 Royals. 2-3-4 here for the Royals. And the first pitch from Walls, and that's strike one. So Walls has settled in nicely here, had a 1-2-3 third. Has retired 5 straight now, 3 of them by the punch-out. And that is a base hit into the left center field gap. McKay's going to try to cut it off. Oliver with a big turn. He's going to have a huge turn, and he's going to think better of it as McKay able to get in there and cut it off and get it back in. And he'll hold Oliver to a leadoff single. So that'll ring up Lyle here now with one on, and that is down for a ball. Lyle 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored his last time. Sixth hit of the ball game for the Royals. And there's a big swing and a miss from Lyle. Oliver has been on base 3 times now. Couple of singles and a walk, couple of runs scored and a stolen base. So filling up the sheet here early. So 1-1 is the count here. Here comes the pitch from Walls. That is bounded back. Walls goes to second for 1. Keating double pumps, but he's still able to make the play. A 1-6-3 twin killing. And just like that, Oliver is erased, and there's 2 out. Right back to Walls there, and he flips it to Keating for 1. Keating double pumps it, but still able to get Lyle over at first by a step. So just like that now, there's nobody on and 2 out. That'll bring up Josh McDonald, who is 1 for 2, has an RBI double, a walk, and a couple of runs scored. And that is high for a ball. And that is high for ball 2. So Walls quickly behind here, 2-0. So again, busy week here for the Ironmen. Thursday night, Friday night, Sunday night. All live on the Ironman networks, Facebook and YouTube. There's a big swing and a miss there. That'll run the count to 2-1. I have no idea what my voice is going to sound like come Sunday night, but I hope you'll all come along for the ride, wherever you're tuning in from tonight out there in Ironman land. And that is outside for a ball, and it's 3-1. So 3 balls, 1 strike here is the count. And that's in there for strike 2. So that'll run it to a full count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the double play and then a strikeout. So Walls goes 3 up, 3 down once again, and then has 4 punch-outs in the game. So we're halfway home here at Ironman Field. The Fredericton Royals are holding on to the lead over your Chatham Miramichi Ironmen by a score of 7-2. We'll be back in just a second with the bottom of the 4th inning here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the fourth here. It's going to be Molson, Hebert, and then the top of the order for the Ironmen. Big shout out to Dan, the CABC crew. Dan was here, filled in for me admirably. What was that, last Monday? Feels like it's about a month ago. Dan's done a great job. He's streamed a handful or more games, some senior games. He was in St. John, Fredericton, Moncton. He did a junior game the other night. Make sure you guys check out CABC Baseball on Facebook and over on X. They do a great job sharing and recapping senior baseball from all around the country, and that's a ball one to Charlie Molson. I always look forward to reading his national rankings updates, so make sure you jump on there and check it out. And that is bounded to first, and that's going to be a two-hopper for Dennis, who will make the play. Molson is retired, 3 unassisted. So that'll bring up Hebert. Had an RBI broken bat single back in the second inning. He will bat here with 1 out in the third. Dan does a great job with the streams, with the content on Facebook as well, on their website. Like I said, make sure you check out CABC Baseball. Oh, boys. I'm trying to type here in the chat. That is outside for a ball, 2-1. If you're watching on Facebook, folks, I just gave CABC Baseball a tag there. Make sure you click on their page, give them a follow. That is bounded back to the pitcher. And O'Hara will snap that over to the first, and Hebert is retired 1-3. And quickly, 2 out here as they go back to the top of the order. Mike McKay's 0 for 2. Has struck out, had a fielder's choice RBI his last time. So 2 out in the top of the fourth here. Ironman still looking to chip away at this Royals lead, as they've been able to hold them to 7, as Wallace has settled in nicely the last couple innings. And that is a grounder to third. Sullivan up with it, and a throw across, and got him. So 3 up, 3 down here, and a quick inning of work for O'Hara. So we got 4 innings in the books, and the score remains the same. The Fredericton Royals 7, your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 2. So we go to the top of the fifth. Brent, my voice is doing just fine right now. Come Sunday, I'm going to guess it'll be a different story. I might be doing a draw here come Friday to, one of those like Make-A-Wish. If there's any kids out there who would love to call a baseball game, I'm probably going to need a sub. We'll see. Lots of tea and honey in my future. So we go to the top of the fifth. Here's Josh Dennis. That is right there for strike 1. Dennis had a big 3-run home run his last time. Also has a walk to his credit. That is down and away for a ball. Since that 3-run home run, Walls has faced the minimum. A ground out, 3 consecutive strikeouts, a fly out, a single, erased on a double play, and another strikeout. So since that 3-run home run, minimum. And that is lined into left. Hebert is back and under it and makes the play. So an F7 to right field for the first out of the 5th. Motoring right along here at Ironman Field. And we have a... Not sure if that's Ryland Matchett's warming up again down there or not. I can't really tell. Try to get a look here. I didn't see who went out. That is a ball. And that is a curveball inside for ball 2. That is Ryland Matchett warming up once again for the Ironmen. As we get to the 5th, 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Here comes the 2-0. That is in there for a strike. Van Putten didn't like that one. I think home plate umpire Brian Cummings kind of hesitated on his way up for that one. But nonetheless, 2 balls, 1 strikes to count here. 1 out in the top of the 5th to the Royals catcher. And that is popped up into right field. Goss on the run, a long run, and he makes the play. Goss kind of froze on that, and then he had a long way to run to get there, and he makes a sliding play for out number 2. So put a star next to that one. Thursday night, I don't have a 100% confirmation, but I believe Thursday night starter will be Zach Newman. Again, do not have a 100% confirmation on that, but I believe it will be Zach Newman on Thursday against the Mets here at Ironman Field, 7:30 start. So Sorensen will bat here. He's 0 for 1. He had a bases-loaded walk, good enough for an RBI in the first, and struck out in the second. That is outside. That'll even the count at 1-1. And that is a number to first. Now it's going to be over Leggett's head into right field. The big Ironman first baseman had the hops there, unable to pull it down. So that'll be a 2-out single for Sorensen into right. And that'll bring up Sullivan now with 2 out and runner on. Sullivan's 0 for 2, lined out to left field. Last time up, struck out. Score remains 7-2 here. And that is fouled back. Get a little bit of a rattle there on the camera. Always nerve-wracking. Every time we see that pitch come back, look out. So 0-1 here as we reset. Walls has the one he wants. And that is looped into center. That is going to be a very long run, but McKay got to get under it. So an F8 to end the inning, no damage across. So another 0 on the board for the Royals. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The song remains the same. It's Royals 7, Ironman 2. The Ironman will have the middle of the order coming up here on this Tuesday night edition of O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So we go to the bottom of the fifth here. The Ironmen starting to run out of outs. They've had some chances. They scored 2 in the second. They had a couple on in the third. Unable to cash in. So they've had O'Hara on the ropes a couple of times, but they find themselves on the wrong side of a 7-2 ball game. And that is outside for ball 1. The Royals 7 runs on 7 hits. The Ironmen 2 runs on 3 hits. And that is in there for a strike. My son did not bring me some pizza. Nope. He has not. But that's okay. Like I said, we'll park that one for the 10-minute ride back to Douglas Field. That is high and away for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to Keating. And foul down the third baseline. So that runs the count to 2-2 now. Keats, Lester, and Watkin here in the bottom of the fifth. And that is inside. Runners count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So a full count here to the Ironman shortstop. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that is down for ball 4. So good at bat there from Keats. So that'll bring up Lester here. Lester's 1 for 2 in the game, has a single and reach base on an error. And we'll bat here in the bottom of the fifth with runner on. Chris Keating over at first. We'll see how aggressive the Ironmen look to be on the base pass here, down 7-2. And that is well outside for ball 1. So Lester with the 1 for 2 tonight, improving on his .431 batting average. His 23rd hit of the season to lead all Ironman players. And that is outside for ball 2. So driver's seat count here for the Ironman designated hitter tonight. And a throw over. Keating with a dive back safely. And Lester with a mighty hack there at a 2-0 pitch. Fouls that one back. Runs the count now to 2-1. Lester's going to get a little bit of sticky stuff there as his bottom hand came off the bat. So Chris Keating's over at first after a leadoff walk here. 2-1 is the count to the Ironman number 3 hitter and designated hitter Dylan Lester. Here it comes. And that one line into right field. That's a base hit. Keating's going to stop at second. So a base hit from Lester, and the Ironmen are in business here in the bottom of the fifth with the first 2 men on. Second hit of the game for Big Tex. So now first and second with nobody out. And Watkin and Leggett. And we're going to get, looks like, timeout here. As Derek Wilson, the Royals head coach, is going to come out of the dugout for a little chat here. Nobody warming up in the bullpen at the moment for the Royals. Rylan Matchett warming up down in the bullpen for the Ironmen and will take over in the top of the 6th inning. So a little conversation here is, I'm sure, again, much like it was back in the 2nd inning, I'm sure the message is, listen, we've got a 7-2 lead. Need some strikes. Need to get ahead of these hitters. And as we said last time through this part of the order, the Watkin Leggett got to get her going here. Two big hitters, staples in this Ironman lineup. Need one of them to break out right here. 2 on, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. And that one is fouled back. Good swing there from Watkin as he's right on it. Fouled it straight back for strike 1. So here's the 0-1 now. O'Hara has a set. And that is outside. That's going to go to the screen. A wild pitch there, and that's going to move the runners up to second and third. And again, this is a situation here the Ironmen found themselves in back in the 3rd inning. They had second and third with 1 out and were unable to cash in. As a fly out, a ground out to the pitcher, and a ground out to the first baseman ended their inning. See if the Ironmen can reverse that trend this time through. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Nobody out. Runners at second and third. Chris Keating after a walk. Lester with a single. And that is down and inside for ball 2. Critical moment in the ball game here for the Ironmen and for the Royals. 7-2 has been the score since the bottom of the 2nd inning. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And that is down and away for a ball. So 3-1 now with first base open. We'll see how aggressive O'Hara is going to be to the Ironman catcher. Oh, and that is ball 4. Ball did get away from Van Putten, but Keating holds. It didn't go too far. So now the bases are loaded here after a walk. So bases loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Leggett and then Goss. Leggett's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Had a broken bat single back in the 2nd inning. Flew out to left field his last time. And that ball is hit on the ground towards second. Oliver up with it. He's not going to have a play. Good hustle from Watkin as he gets to second. No outs on the play, and it's a 7-3 ball game. That was going to be a very tough play no matter what, as Oliver had to range well to his right and just off the grass. He tried to go the short way to second to get Watkin, and Watkin was in there safely with the slide. So the Ironmen put 1 on the board there. And now the bases remain loaded for Zach Goss. And that is down and away for ball 1. So all of a sudden, nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th, and you have the tying run at the plate. Boy, would this place come unglued if Zach Goss put one out into the right field trees. That's on the inside part of the plate for a strike. 1-1 is the count here. 7-3 ball game. Here comes the pitch. And that ball is in the dirt. They will check it, and no, he did not. So ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike here to the Ironman right fielder. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Goss nodding his head, saying, yep, that was a nice little tailing fastball there from O'Hara. So 2-2 now is the count. Royals infield playing back in the middle, and that ball is nubbed out in front of the plate. They will go home for 1, and they will get the play, as O'Hara just does it himself. So Goss once again bounces back to the pitcher. This time it's a fielder's choice, which will erase Lester at the dish. So all the Ironmen will retain the bases loaded. And now with 1 out. And up comes Tyler McKay. McKay 0 for 1 in the ball game, has walked and grounded out to the first baseman back in the 3rd inning in his last plate appearance. So Watkins, the runner at 3rd. Leggett is the runner at 2nd. Goss over at 1st. Royals playing back except for first baseman Josh Dennis, who's playing about even. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. And McKay again, like many of the Ironman right-handed hitters, not happy with that outside pitch. Here comes the 0-1. And that ball is on the inside part of the plate for a strike. And now there has to be some disappointment because you can't give them both sides of the plate here. So in what should at most be a 1-1 count, McKay finds himself disgruntled in an 0-2 hole. See if he can channel that energy into the bat here. And he can! That's going to be a liner into left center field. That ball is down. Watkins going to score. Leggett is going to hold up. An RBI single from Tyler McKay, who channels that energy into a base hit, and it's a 7-4 ball game. Chip, chip, chip away here. So McKay with an RBI single. The bases remain loaded with 1 out for Charlie Mawson. So again, a couple of pitches that McKay didn't like, but he turns it into an RBI single. And that's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. There's the 0-1. That ball's fouled away at the plate. So Mawson in a hole here, 0-2. Mawson and Hebert in the on-deck circle. Again, still a huge situation here for the Ironmen. If you have the bases loaded here with 1 out, the Royals looking for a double play. Mawson, quite the speedy base runner. Hard to double up. And that is hit back up the middle. Oliver's going to go to second for 1. Over to first. He's going to beat it out. Just as I said, hard to double up. And Lyle, with his body falling away from second, that was a very tough play. Bounced it over to first, but not in time. So the fielder's choice will bring in another run, and it's 7-5. So McKay's erased at second, and it is now a 7-5 ball game. Runner at the corners here with 2 out for Hebert, who was 1 for 2 with an RBI single. And that is on, oh, well, that one just outside. It's been a strike all night. Maybe a little bit of an even-up call over there. And that is in the dirt. Van Putten with a nice block. So 2-0 is the count here to Hebert in the driver's seat with the top of the order looming in a 7-5 ball game. And that's outside for 3-0. So 3-0 here to Hebert with 2 out, a 7-5 ball game. Mawson over at first, representing the tying run. See if Hebert's swinging here 3-0. He is not, and that's ball 4. So he loses the number 9 hitter. So the Ironmen have now, with McKay coming to the plate, have hit around here in the bottom of the 5th. And to say this is the Ironman Baseball Live turning point potential would be an understatement. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Royals. We said earlier they are quite a shorthanded team here tonight with a couple of coaches on the bench. I believe they have Jake Waugh on the bench as well. So it'll be interesting to see, what reliever options they have. Do they maybe go to Lyle here? Do we maybe see Thomas Hoyt again? So a little visit from the second baseman, Colby Lyle. So the bases are loaded here with 2 out, 7-5 ball game. Mike McKay up to the dish. McKay is 0 for 3. Has struck out, grounded out, hit into a fielder's choice, picked up an RBI. And that is in there for strike 1. As you can see, Mike McKay right on top of the plate here. No stranger to wearing one. And that is a liner to short. That's going to eat up Craig Oliver. That's going to tie the ball game. 7-7. What a play there as Charlie Molson narrowly avoided disaster getting out of the way. And then as it was hit hard, it short-hopped and ate up the shortstop, Craig Oliver. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back to square one at 7-7. Holy moly. And the inning here, not over. So again, Molson had to do a little juke and jive to get out of the road. And that ball was hit very hard and unfortunately short-hopped and ate up the shortstop, Craig Oliver. I mean, that's an absolutely ridiculously tough play for him to make with the guy running in front and then trying to make a play on a very hard-hit ball. So just like that now, the Ironmen have put up 5 here, and they still have runners at the corners for Keating. 1-0 is the count, and that's in there for a strike. Again, your options for the Royals here, Lyle, maybe Jake Waugh, Thomas Hoyt, or maybe do we see a Derek Wilson pitching appearance here? The ever-dangerous Chris Keating at the dish. There goes the runner, and that ball is hit foul into the dugout. And that'll run the count to 1-2. Again, the Ironmen we've said it the last 2 games, as the Ironmen have had their chances, and they have made it pay finally here in the bottom of the 5th inning as they have scored 5 and have brought this back to a 7-7 ball game. As a 2-run single there is scored for Mike McKay. His 2nd and 3rd RBIs of the game. That is looped away. Folks, if you're looking for even more baseball this week, if the 5 senior games are not enough, come on out tomorrow night as the junior O'Donaghues Ironmen will play their last regular season game here against the Fredericton Royals, which I assume is a 7:30 start. Nothing but baseball here all week at Ironman Field, folks. There goes McKay again, and that's inside for a ball. McKay will take second uncontested. I think they were looking for a strike 3 call there. And we're getting some chirping from the Royals dugout as home plate umpire Brian Cummings having to settle them down a little bit. So now the count is 2-2. The runners are at 2nd and 3rd. And if Chris Keating's able to put one in the outfield here, this place might come completely unglued with a great crowd here on an unusual Tuesday night. The 2-2. And that ball is popped up in the infield. And a little bit of miscommunication there, but Lyle able to come up with it, and he makes the play. But the Ironmen send 10 men to the plate. They put in 5, and after 5 innings here at Ironman Field, we have a brand new ball game. As it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman 7, the Fredericton Royals 7. Never a dull moment here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So we have a new pitcher into the game here for the Ironmen, as the Ironmen have battled back and get Jamie Walls off the hook from a decision here. And it'll be Rylan Matchett making his 5th appearance of the season. He has thrown 7 innings, has allowed 9 runs, 9 hits, and has an ERA of 5. And just as I say that, the man who threw a complete game here on Thursday night, Dylan Lester, has trotted down to the bullpen and is getting loose. And it looks like we're going to get some activity down in the bullpen for the Royals as well, as it looks like Van Putten is going to go down and warm up. So Rylan Matchett takes over here. 9-1-2 hitters for the Royals, as Thomas Hoyt, with a couple of backwards Ks, is going to lead it off here. 7-7 ball game. We'll see what kind of leash Rylan Matchett gets here now that the Ironmen are back in this one. And there's a swing and a miss for strike one. Again, we knew Matchett was coming in. We're fortunate enough to be by the clubhouse here, and Jamie Walls came in after that last inning and started working on his post-game stuff, so we knew Matchett was going to get the call. But now and that's just down for a ball. Now that the circumstances have changed, Lester warming up with quickness down in the right field corner. And again, import Nathan Van Putten warming up for the Royals. And that is stung into center field. That is going to be a very long run for Mike McKay, but he's going to get there with relative ease. So Matchett records the first out of the inning, F8 for those scoring at home. And that'll turn it back over to the top of the order for the Royals and Dylan McKenna. McKenna's 1 for 3, has a pop out, a fly out, and a home run. Had a solo home run back in the second inning. And that's in there for strike one. So Matchett trying to pump the strike zone here early. Again, what a game we have had. The Royals got out to a 7-0 lead after an inning and a half. The Ironmen chipped back with 2 in the bottom of the second. Threatened in the third. That's just outside for ball 1. And then here scored 5 as they sent 10 men to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning. And we're back to 7-7. Both teams with 7 runs. Both teams with 7 hits. And that's fouled back for strike 2. Lots of action all over the river tonight. A battle of the river in the Miramichi Valley Baseball League as the Chatham Head Tigers pick up a hard-fought 9-2 victory over the Newcastle Cardinals. Final score from the Waldo Henderson. And that ball is in the dirt. Those teams will do it again tomorrow night over at Memorial Field in Newcastle as the Cardinals do their annual Wall of Fame induction ceremony. Richard McAllister and Bobby Joe Burns taking their rightful places on the wall. And there's a swing and a miss at a changeup for strike 3. Rylan Matchett gets the first 2 here in the 6th. So lots of baseball around the river. Ironmen tonight, the junior Ironmen and the Cardinals and Tigers tomorrow night. The Ironmen Thursday and Friday. Holy moly. So here's Oliver now. And that is high for a ball. Oliver has had a great game so far. Has been on base all 3 times. Has a couple of singles and a walk, 2 runs scored, and a stolen base. As he has been a problem in the 2-hole here for the Royals. And that's fouled back. Evens the count at 1-1. Lester continuing to get hot down there in the pen. Have to assume if you're the Ironman, Rylan Matchett getting through the 6th here would be a massive, massive victory for them. And there's a big swing from Oliver for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. And I'll tell you what, for a rare Tuesday night game here at Ironman, the crowd is into this one. Another nail biter just like Thursday night here. Stay tuned. And that is outside for a ball. If you're watching at home, do not change that channel. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the 6th. Matchett's got the one he wants. Here it comes. Grounder foul down the third baseline as Matchett able to get that one in under the hands. Matchett with some... We've seen Matchett here, again, as a full member of the team now. We've seen him as a junior affiliate. Has good velocity. Sometimes has problems spotting his pitches, but he has come out with the good stuff here. Here comes the 2-2 again. And that is in the dirt. Overthrew that one a little bit, and he nods to the words of encouragement from his catcher, Jeff Watkin. So now we have a full count here with 2 out. The Ironman bench getting loud, trying to cheer on their reliever. So 3 balls, 2 strikes here to Oliver. And that is high for ball 4. So that'll be a base runner. A 2-out base runner. Oliver on for the 4th time in the game now. A couple of singles and a couple of walks. So that'll bring up Colby Lyle, the second baseman. Lyle is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Has a single and a run scored. Last time up, hit into a 1-6-3 double play. Here's the first pitch to Lyle. That is stung into right field, and that is a base hit. Goss up with it quickly, so Oliver only thinking of going to second. So now with 2 out here, we have a walk and a single, and we've got 2 men on. And now all eyes turn to the Chatham Ironmen dugout. And that's going to be it. Kevin Bowes is out. Taking a look down in the right field corner, and it doesn't look like Kevin Bowes is going to take any chances here. Ryland Matchett able to get the first 2 outs. And cue up the band. Big Tex makes the trot in from right field. The Ironmen making the decision here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning to turn it over to their big import who threw a complete game here Thursday night. And he will face Josh McDonald with 2 out and 2 on in a tie game here in the top of the 6th. I'm going to take a quick break while Lester does his warm-ups, and we'll be right back here on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. The sights and sounds brought to you by our close personal friends, Elitecast Media. We'll be right back. So Dylan Lester in here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Lester will be making his 8th appearance of the season. Has thrown 36 and a third innings for the Ironmen. Has 3 wins, 2 losses, and a 2.50 earned run average. And again, he will be asked to come in here in a critical situation with 2 on, 2 out in a tie game. Lester second in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League in strikeouts with 35. The leader, he's actually tied with Justin Cormier with 35. The leader, Nathan Van Putten for the Royals, who has completed warming up down in the bullpen. So here we go. Josh McDonald stands in here and play at second. And oh, boys. Had a bit of a play on there. Lester almost threw it into center field. Keating had to make a great play to knock that one down. So again, Oliver's at second. After a walk, Lyle with the singles at first. McDonald is 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, 2-run scored, and an RBI. And that is looped into left field, and that is going to be into no man's land. That is going to fall, and the Royals are going to take the lead. And there is nobody at third. And that ball actually ends up going into the dugout and will cost the Ironmen a second run. So a little dumper into left field will cause a run to score. There was nobody at third base, so Lyle was trying to take third. Hebert threw it kind of behind Tyler McKay. McKay tried to knock it down with his foot, and then he tried to chase down the ball as it ran and ducked into the Royals' dugout. And now we're going to have a conversation here to see if the runner at third should be awarded home. And I think what they're saying is, yes, and I think what they're confirming is that, again, Tyler McKay did touch the ball. Again, an outfielder throwing it into the dugout is 2 bases, but McKay did touch the ball. So either way, on the single, 1 run scores on the single, the other run scores on an error, and McDonald ends up all the way over at third base. So it is a 9-7 Royals game now. And Dennis will bat here with 2 out. And that ball is fouled out of play. Again, McDonald just stuck the bat out there, and that one fell into no man's land down the left field line. Not much you could do on that one. And again, heads up there by Colby Lyle, try to take third with nobody home. And a little bit of a kerfluffle there ends up with another runner scoring, and that ball is hit back up the middle. And a bad hop. Keith's able to adjust and make the play. That could have been a disastrous bad hop. So that'll end the inning, but the Royals pick up 2. Both runs will be charged to Ryland Matchett. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And now the Royals are back on top by a score of 9-7. So a couple of changes here for the Royals, taking over the pitching duties, and actually just a hot swap here. Van Putten goes from catcher to pitcher, and O'Hara goes from pitcher to catcher. So to recap how we've gotten to here, oh boys, the Royals scored 2 in the top of the first inning as they took advantage of some wildness from Jamie Walls early. A bases-loaded hit by pitch and a bases-loaded walk led to 2 runs. They scored an additional 5 runs in the second inning with a couple of home runs, a Dylan McKenna solo shot, and a Josh Dennis 3-run shot as they took a 7-0 lead after an inning and a half. The Ironmen roared back with 2 in the bottom of the second, as Nick Leggett and Zach Goss reached base and eventually came around to score. Tyrell Hebert with an RBI, Mike McKay with an RBI, and then the Ironmen scored 5 here in the bottom of the 5th as they sent 10 to the plate with all kinds of walks and hits and crooked ones. The Royals scored 2 in the top of the 6th on a single by Josh McDonald, which gave him an RBI and also allowed a second run to score on an error. So 9-7 as we go to the bottom of the 6th, and Dylan Lester is going to lead it off here for the Ironmen. A little bit of a time call there as the music was allowed to play a little too long. Lester's 2 for 3 in the game, couple of singles. And that is inside for a ball. Again, I'm not sure how much experience Zach O'Hara has behind the plate, especially after pitching, and that is down for ball 2. Van Putten on the season is 2-1 with a 4.20 ERA. This will be his 9th appearance as he's thrown 35 innings. And that is inside. Wow. 2 balls, 1 strike here. Is that one was clearly inside, called a strike. And that's in pretty much the same spot, called ball 3. So 3 balls, 1 strike here to the Ironman pitcher. And that is hit hard to third. And that's going to be a hard play. Sullivan up with it and able to make the play. He didn't field it cleanly, but able to recover, so that'll be a 5-3 to start the 6th. Route number 1. So that'll bring up Jeff Watkin here. Watkin is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Hit into a fielder's choice, has walked twice, and scored a run in the Ironman's 5-run 5th. So the Ironman now down a couple here. And that is inside for strike 1. And again, that is a pitch that looked to be perhaps a little inside, and that is inside for a ball, so evens the count at 1-1. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning, 1-1 ball game. Van Putten being asked to get the last 6 outs here for the Royals. And that is high and tight. High and tight for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sorry, it's something in my eye there. Here comes the 2-1. And that is a big swing and a miss from Watkin. So the count is 2-2 now to the Ironman catcher. Here comes the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss, but that's going to get by the catcher, go all the way to the screen, and Watkin will reach. So it is a strikeout, but Watkin will reach on the wild pitch. You'll take those at this point in the ballgame down a couple of runs. So now that'll turn it over to Leggett here. Leggett's been on base a couple of times, scored a couple of runs. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. So Watkins over at first here with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th. The Ironman down 2. 9-7 ball game here. Looking to claw back again. They erased a 7-0 lead. Now need to erase a 9-7 lead. Watkin going. And that is going to be, he's going to be in there safely as it hits him on the way by in what looks to be the arm. And that was called inside. So that'll even the count at 1-1. So Watkin with a steal of second. Again, that one hit him on what looked to be his left forearm on the way through. So the Ironmen have a runner in scoring position now for Leggett. Leggett in a 1-1 count here. So 1-1, 1 out. Ironmen need a couple. And that ball, mighty hack from Leggett there. He fouls it back to the screen. And that'll run it to 1-2. Again, Van Putten leading the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League in strikeouts. That one he recorded against Watkin, his 38th of the season. Here comes 1-2. And that is hit back up the middle. That is going to be a sliding play by Colby Lyle, but he does not able to make the play. So an infield single for Nick Leggett. And now the Ironmen have runners at the corners with 1 out. Heck of a play there from Colby Lyle, even to have a shot as he ranged to the just on the shortstop side of second. Came up with it with a sliding play and made a bit of a back or a falling away throw to first, but Leggett able to beat it out, so it's an infield single. Runners at the corners now for Goss. Goss is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. And a mighty hack from Goss there for strike one, as he was looking to get the Ironman faithful into a frenzy here. Again, a very good crowd for a unusual Tuesday night ball game. And there's a big swing and a miss there for strike two. So a couple of hard fastballs from Van Putten. He's not messing around to Goss here. See what he does here, 0-2. And there's a swing and a miss, strike three, as he goes fastball, 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 and that's the second strikeout of the inning. As Watkin was struck out but reached on a wild pitch. So now there is 2 out. And Tyler McKay is going to jump in here with 2 out and runners at the corners. McKay with an RBI single his last time. He's 1 for 2. He's also walked in the game. And that is high for a ball. Again, McKay had a couple of questionable strike calls to go down 0-2 last time. Channeled that into a base hit into center field that drove in a run. And that ball is high and tight, I think. And again, McKay probably not wanting to wear that up and in fastball. Van Putten a little bit on it here. That's a terrible pun, but we're going to roll with it. And that is in there for a strike, and that is a questionable call. As that one is down. So 2 balls and 1 strike's the count. That one is fouled back. Runs the count to 2-2. So some words exchanged there between home plate umpire and Tyler McKay. Again, McKay has had some issues with the strike zone. We can't really tell about that ball being down, but based on the overwhelming reaction, we'll say it was at least borderline. So here comes the 2-2. Runner's going off from first, and that's fouled back again. So McKay will keep it 2-2 here. Now, it'd be interesting to see McKay's kind of catching up a little bit, starting to time that fastball. Will be interesting to see if Van Putten is willing to go back to something in the dirt, trusting in his catcher to make a play here. So 2-2 is the count. Van Putten with a long look in here, and we're going to get time called. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here, 2 out. Ironmen have runners at the corners. Here comes the 2-2 to McKay. And there is a swing and a miss, strike 3. And McKay has a few words on the way back to the dugout, so the Ironmen will strand runners at the corners. And we're going to go to the 7th. And Tyler McKay has been ejected from the ball game. Had a feeling that was coming. Had a feeling that one was coming. So Tyler McKay has been ejected from the ball game here. And the Ironmen go to the 7th, down 9-7. And it looks like the Ironmen will send Logan Walsh out to third base to replace the ejected Tyler McKay as we go to the 7th. For the Ironmen, or for the Royals, it'll be Van Putten, Sorensen, and Sullivan. So we go to the 7th inning. 9-7 ball game here. The Royals in the lead. And it'll be Van Putten in here. And there's a nubber back up the mound. Lester gets a piece of it. Keating able to come up with it and make the play to first for out number 1. So that will officially be scored, a 1-6-3 for those of you scoring at home. Lester got a piece of it on the way by. Nice adjustment there by Keating and able to make the play. So that's out number 1, and that will bring up O'Hara, who has entered the game in replacement of the designated hitter Sorensen. So this will be O'Hara's first plate appearance of the game. He has a .222 average on the season. He squares around a bunt there. Misses that one up and in. O'Hara has 36 at-bats on the season, has 8 hits. Does have a home run, and that's in there for a strike. And that's misses for a ball. That ball is hit high down the right field line. That one into the stands with a thud. So that'll run the count to 2-2 here. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. As everybody resets after the foul ball to the right side. Leggett just taking a second there. Looked like he might have gotten a speck of dirt or something in his eye as he was trekking that ball. And that is in there for a ball. Little up. So the count is full. And that's right there for strike 3. So O'Hara goes down looking for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring it up. Shane Sullivan up here. Sullivan is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Has a line out, a strikeout, and a fly out. This needs a ground out to complete his bingo card. And he swings at that one in the dirt for strike 1. That's right there for strike 2. So Lester quickly up 0-2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th for the Ironmen, it'll be Charlie Mollison, Tyrell Hebert, and then back to the top, the order for Mike McKay. So we will see if any, and that is just outside for a ball. Those are the scheduled hitters. We'll see if we get some pinch hitters here. The Ironmen have Jake Cook on the bench. And that ball is nubbed over the first base side, out of play. That is high, so that runs at 2-2. We do see Jake Cook with a helmet down by the dugout, so have to assume he's getting ready for some potential pinch hitting duties here. I would assume he would hit for Hebert, although Hebert's had a good game at the plate. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Lester, with a couple of strikeouts and a ground out, retires the Royals in order. So last kick at the can here for the Ironmen in the bottom of the 7th. It is the Fredericton Royals 9, your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 7. As we look to the conclusion here in the bottom of the 7th inning on O'Donaghues Ironmen Baseball Live. So we go to the 7th inning here. Charlie Molson's going to lead it off, as expected. Jake Cook has jumped out into the on-deck circle here and appears to be going to hit for Tyrell Hebert, and then it'll be top of the order for Mike McKay. The Ironmen need 2. I'll tell you what, better yet, let's get 3. So Van Putten here trying to pick up the 2-inning save, and that first pitch is in there for a strike to Molson. Molson in RBI his last time, and that ball is ways outside. Evens the count at 1-1. The Ironmen have had their chances. They've had some funny ones, some crooked ones on the board. There's a big swing from Molson for strike 2. Van Putten recorded 3 strikeouts in his first inning of work, one of which reached base on a wild pitch. 1-2 now here to Molson. And there's a swing and a miss, strike 3. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Van Putten, and the Ironmen are down to their last 2 outs here. So that'll bring Jake Cook to the plate. I just put my sheet away that I need. So Cook's going to be the pinch hitter here, Jake Cook. Hitting .238 on the season, does have a home run amongst his 10 hits. And that's in there for strike 1. Cook is 10 for 42. 4 doubles and a homer. Ironmen need a base runner here. Get this top of the order with McKay and Keating a chance. Van Putten steps off there. So 0-1 is the count here. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Again, we will be live again Thursday night, 7:30 start. The Moncton Mets will be in town. And that is inside. That hits him. And that also came up and hit the home plate umpire, so he didn't actually make a signal down to first. And that, look, Brian Cummings is reeling a bit after that one, and I'm wondering if he's going to have to ask for some help here. And he does quickly ask first base umpire Miles Brito if it did hit him. So the Ironmen now have a runner at first, so that'll bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Mike McKay. McKay does have 3 RBIs here in the ball game. Last time up had a 2-run signal. Throw over to first there, but time was not actually back in, so did not matter. And that is inside to McKay. And McKay, who is the routine every season leader in hit by pitch, a little smile towards the dugout. He's Ironman, no stranger to the hit batter, boys. Van Putten with a pause, and that is high and tight for ball 2. So again now, Ironmen have a runner at first, tying run at the plate in the form of Mike McKay and Chris Keating in the on-deck circle. 2-0 is the count here to McKay. And that is high and away for ball 3. So just like that now, after the hit batter to Cook, he's gone 3-0 to the leadoff hitter McKay. Keating and Lester, the next 2 scheduled hitters. And that is in there. That's high for ball 4. So now the Ironmen have the tying run on base here. And the winning run at the plate in the form of Chris Keating. So a visit from the catcher O'Hara out to Van Putten to try to settle him down. So a hit batter and then a 4-pitch walk. And the Ironmen do have some speed on the base pass here, so you have to think that anything to the grass that gets to the wall is going to be worth a couple. So the tying run, Mike McKay is over at first. Chris Keating comes to the dish representing the winning run. Keating is 0 for 3 in the game, did walk and score a run back in the 5th. And that is down and away for ball 1. So now Van Putten having a hard time finding the strike zone. And again, it's a difficult ask to go from catching to pitching, especially by all signs Van Putten not a regular catcher. So and that is in there for strike 1. Dylan Lester, big Tex in the on-deck circle here. So Van Putten able to find the zone there is 1-1. 1 out here, bottom of the 7th inning. And that is a mighty swing from Keating as he fouls that one back into the glove, and it's 1-2. He had visions of walk-off city with that one. So now Keating at the reset here as the count is now 1-2. And that is down for a ball. We got lots of fans in the ballpark cheering on Chris. We got his family in the Facebook chat cheering him on. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. 1 out. Cook's out at second. McKay's over at first. And that ball is popped up out of play. So Keats will stay alive here, 2-2. What a way to start off a long week here at Ironman Field. A great ball game tonight. The Royals lead 9-7 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Here comes another 2-2 to Keating. And that ball is hit high and deep to right field, at the track, at the wall. Ball game! Chris Keating! Woo! Did I not just say what a way to start a long week here at Ironman Field? Chris Keating goes ya-ya, and it's over. The Ironmen win 10-9. I'm definitely not going to have a voice by Sunday, folks. What a ball game. The Royals blow a 7-0 lead, and they had a 9-7 lead here in the bottom of the 7th, and Chris Keating tattoos a 2-2 pitch, a no-doubter over the Dairy Queen sign in right center field. And the final score here at Ironman Field is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman 10, the Fredericton Royals 9. Holy hell, what a ball game. We have had 2 fantastic ball games in the last 5 days between these teams. We will see the Royals back here again Sunday night. Oh, my word. Our next broadcast, Thursday night, folks, we will be live here at 7:30. The Moncton Mets are going to be in town. Zach Newman is expected to get the start for the Ironmen. I am Chris Jardine, voice of the Chatham Ironmen Ironmen. We'd like to thank the Elitecast media guys for bringing you all the sights and sounds of the ball game. And, of course, we'd like to thank O'Donaghues Irish Pub. Go down, check them out, hang out on the patio. Ladies and gentlemen, the final score from Ironman Field, it's a walk-off. Your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman 10, the Fredericton Royals 9.